Attacked woman. That was the headline that shocked fans of Sidney Moncrief. The NBA star's name was splashed across papers in a way no one expected. He once battled Michael Jordan on the court, but after retirement, he found himself battling the law. This is the story of Sidney Moncrief, a two-way legend whose life took unexpected turns. Sidney Moncrief's story begins in Little Rock, Arkansas. As a young boy, he showed a deep love for basketball. He worked on his skills day after day, turning himself into a local star. His talent did not go unnoticed. Colleges wanted him badly, and it was the University of Arkansas that won the race to sign him. At Arkansas, Moncrief teamed up with Marvin Delph and Ron Brewer. Together, they were known as the Triplets. This trio changed everything for the school's basketball program. They sparked a huge comeback for the Razorbacks. Under Moncrief's leadership, the team made an amazing run. They reached the 1978 NCAA Final Four and won the NCAA consolation game. Moncrief was not just a team player. He stood out on his own too. The Southwest Conference named him Player of the Year. He was also picked as a consensus first-team All-American. By the time he left college, Moncrief had set records. He was Arkansas's all-time leading scorer and rebounder. The young man from Little Rock had made himself a college legend. The NBA took notice. In the 1979 draft, the Milwaukee Bucks picked Moncrief 5th overall. It was the start of what would become a brilliant pro career. Coaches Don Nelson and Del Harris helped shape him into a premier guard. Moncrief could do it all: score, defend, lead. He was the full package. From 1981 to 1986, Moncrief was at his peak. During these 5 seasons, his stats were stunning. He averaged 21 points per game. He grabbed 5.8 rebounds and dished out 4.7 assists too. His shooting was remarkably good, with a true shooting percentage of .592. This meant he could score from anywhere on the court. Advanced stats loved Moncrief too. His player efficiency rating was 20.5. His win shares per 48 minutes stood at .212. These numbers showed just how valuable he was to his team. In fact, his box plus minus of 4.8 ranked second best among all shooting guards in the 1980s and 1990s. Only the legendary Michael Jordan ranked higher. But it was defense where Moncrief truly made his mark. He won the first 2 NBA Defensive Player of the Year awards ever given. He took home these trophies in 1983 and 1984. This cemented his place as one of the best defenders in the game. He was picked for the NBA All-Defensive First Team multiple times. Even Michael Jordan, perhaps the greatest ever, respected Moncrief's defense. Jordan knew that facing Moncrief meant a tough night on both ends of the court. That's how good Sidney was. The Milwaukee Bucks thrived with Moncrief as their star. They won lots of games and made deep playoff runs. Throughout the 1980s, the Bucks had the 3rd best winning percentage in the NBA. Only the mighty Lakers and Celtics did better. Moncrief was a key reason for this success. By 1986, Sidney Moncrief was a 5-time All-Star. He had been named to 5 All-NBA teams. He had won 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He was one of basketball's elite players. But then everything changed. After the 1985-86 season, Moncrief hurt his knee. This injury would alter the course of his career forever. The next season, he played in only 39 games. He averaged just 11.8 points in 25.4 minutes per game. These numbers were far below his best years. Moncrief tried to keep playing. He appeared in more games the next 2 seasons, but he was never the same player again. His body was failing him at just 28 years old. By the end of the 1988-89 season, the Bucks made a hard choice. They decided not to offer him a new contract. They were worried about his knees. Moncrief knew the score. He later said that both his body and the market told him his services weren't in high demand anymore. So in 1989, he retired from the NBA. The injury had cut short what might have been an even more amazing career. But Moncrief wasn't quite done with basketball. His competitive spirit wouldn't let him walk away so easily. In 1990, he staged a comeback. He signed with the Atlanta Hawks for the 1990-91 season. His role with the Hawks was much smaller than his glory days in Milwaukee. In 72 games, he averaged only 4.7 points and 15.2 minutes per game. His field goal percentage was still decent at .488, and he made 33% of his 3-point shots. Moncrief even played in the playoffs with the Hawks, but after that season, he retired for good in 1991. The contrast between his peak years and his comeback season was stark. His scoring dropped from 21 points to 4.7. Rebounds fell from 5.8 to 1.8. Assists declined from 4.7 to 1.4. His minutes were cut by more than half. The stats told the sad story of a star whose body gave out too soon. After basketball, Moncrief tried his hand at business. He opened a car dealership in Arizona. This is where things took a troubling turn. In 1992, Moncrief faced serious legal issues. He was charged with aggravated assault following an incident at his dealership. A man named Kevin Taylor claimed Moncrief had attacked him with a golf putter. Taylor said the attack broke his arm. The dispute was about payment for consigned vehicles. Police arrested Moncrief for the incident. His lawyers filed a countersuit, claiming he had acted in self-defense. While the document doesn't state the final verdict clearly, the case cast a shadow over Moncrief's reputation. The headline, "Attacked Woman," was misleading. Taylor was a man, but the damage to Moncrief's image was real. This legal trouble marked a low point for someone who had once been admired for his conduct, both on and off the court. The public's perception of him changed. The respected athlete was now viewed with suspicion by some. Moncrief tried to move forward after the controversy. He stayed connected to basketball through coaching jobs in both college and the NBA. He worked as a broadcaster too. He wrote several books, including his autobiography, Moncrief, My Journey to the NBA. He even took part in a documentary series called 100 Seasons of Arkansas Basketball. These efforts showed his desire to stay relevant in the basketball world. He wanted to share his knowledge and experiences, but the shadow of his legal issues lingered. It took decades for the basketball world to fully recognize Moncrief's greatness. He was finally inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2019. Some observers noted the long delay in his enshrinement. They wondered if it was linked to his less successful comeback attempt. Others questioned if the assault case had played a role. Whatever the reason, the honor came very late. By then, many modern fans barely knew who Sidney Moncrief was. His career stats, 15.6 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game, didn't fully capture how dominant he had been in his prime. Experts still regard Moncrief as one of the greatest defensive guards in NBA history. They mention him alongside legends like Michael Jordan, Gary Payton, and Kobe Bryant. But to casual fans, his name has faded from memory. The delay in his Hall of Fame induction raises questions about how we remember athletes. Players from smaller markets like Milwaukee often get overlooked. Those whose careers were cut short by injuries don't compile the huge career numbers that grab attention. And those with off-court issues can find their on-court brilliance overshadowed. Sidney Moncrief checks all those boxes. He played in a small market. His prime was brief due to injury, and he faced legal trouble after retirement. It's a recipe for being forgotten. Today, Sidney Moncrief stands as a complicated figure in basketball history. His peak years show a player who could do it all. His defensive awards prove his excellence on that end of the court. The respect shown to him by Michael Jordan speaks volumes. But his career also serves as a cautionary tale. Injuries can strike at any time. Legal issues can tarnish a reputation built over years, and the public's memory can be both short and selective. Sidney Moncrief may have once been one of the best defenders of his generation, but when it comes to his legacy, time and controversy have done damage no defense could stop. His name, once mentioned among the game's elite, now prompts many to ask, who? His brilliant peak has been overshadowed by his injury-plagued decline and post-career troubles. The basketball world finally recognized his contributions with that 2019 Hall of Fame induction. But for Moncrief, it came after decades of being overlooked. His story reminds us how quickly sports move on, how easily greatness can be forgotten, and how fragile a legacy can be. What might have been a tale of sustained excellence instead became one of unfulfilled promise and tarnished reputation.